Hello and welcome to episode 54 of What If Civilization Started Over. Let's get into it. Second episode of this happening. So last episode, we saw some unifications happen as a result of the Second Great Depression, like the Blue and Green Team unification, the Indian unification, the Korean unification, and the Japanese unification. Just some examples. Those are the examples. We also saw all this happen. This pink country switched to a fascist country, but hasn't joined the White Triangle Alliance yet. Also, we have the new organization, the Organization of Nations, being formed. And also, we can find the alliance layer. We have the Square Economical Alliance being formed, and all Square Alliance members have joined it. So we're going to be continuing some stuff. Yeah, and I have to figure out and I have to memorize where all these layers are now. How many layers do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers. I think I have a lot of layers. Here's what they all look like on the map. Yeah, that's cool. Let's not worry about that, though, and let's get to the actual fighting. First thing that will happen is we're talking about this colony. This colony decided to suppress its population and force them all to be under this one colony. And this is going to cause some not so great things to happen for this country. This is not so good, because there's fascist, democratic, and monarchist rebellions. Let's get into it. So the monarchist rebellions are going to be starting in here, and the Organization of Nations does not approve of fascism. That's why, even though the yellow team applied for a founding member to be a founding member of the Organization of Nations, they decided that it doesn't go in the Organization of Nations. So the Organization of Nations is supporting many countries, is going to be supporting democratic rebellions, but also some more African countries are going to join in on the organization to gain some land. Like this pink country, the yellow country, the green country. This country and this country are all going to join the organization. Just to try to fight the fascist rebellion is the main reason why. So if we continue the fighting, these forces are going to be sent throughout the United They will be fighting the rebellion, the fascist one. They support the democratic one, but they still be fighting against. But the democratic one promises that it will join the Organization of Nations, and this country does not want to join the organization. So apparently now this country is being fought on our side, and the Organization of Nations is trying its best to stop it, but it's not going very well, as the fascist rebellion is going to be forced into surrender. This will force the fascist rebellion into surrender, and all the democratic forces are going to be focused into here, and eventually the pink country will decide to declare war on this thing, and eventually this thing will be forced to surrender after the capital is taken. Okay, let's look at the peace treaty of this thing. And this is the division. So there's going to be the pink country is going to get this, the yellow country is going to get this country is going to get this country is going to get this country is going to get this, and also a new monarchist country is going to get this, and the 3 democratic one's going to get this, another's going to get this, and the other's going to get this. And now this country is divided. And the capitals will be going here, 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 and here. So now that colony is divided, and Africa looks like this now. And also some more countries are going to be joining the Organization of Nations, specifically in Southern Africa. Let's see. So this country is going to... Nope, wrong. This country is going to join it. This country is going to join it. This country, and this country are all going to join it. Oh yeah. But also these two Mozambique countries here are going to switch ideologies. The northern one's going to become fascist and the southern one's going to become communist. Yeah. And also some countries are going to switch their ideology to become a full democracy. Let's see what countries do that. So the Egyptian country is, a bunch of North African countries are, and every single full democracy in the Organization of Nations. Yeah. Every single one of them. As these countries don't really like flawed democracy, they decide to switch to a normal, true democracy. And I mean every single one of them. And this will make flawed democracy a little bit less popular. And that's all of them. And you. So now every single country in the Organization of Nations is now fully a democratic country. And this is going to severely weaken the fascist bloc. Yeah, that's going to severely weaken it. As now, there's more democracies in the world. But to counter that, some countries are going to be switching their ideology to communism and fascism. Specifically, these three are switching to fascism. Those are the three switching to fascism. Yeah. We even talked about the Americas, and our first war is going to happen in the Americas because the blue country and the blue American country and the other blue American country kind of have tensions with each other. Specifically these two because, they're a lot. So this country is having a border dispute over this area here. The blue country thinks the border should look something like this, but in reality, the blue country, the other blue country, thinks it looks something like this. And even worse, this country switches over fascism. And immediately, this country is going to declare war on the blue country. And it is going to get support by the Organization of Nations because it's in the Organization of Nations. And also some, this Floridian country, if I can get to the layer, will also be joining the Organization of Nations. And this country has a sort of coalition against it. And we can see a pattern that the world does not like fascism, specifically the Organization of Nations, and it'll do anything to stop it as the blue country is really close to its capital. And also the Louisiana country will be starting to push into the blue country, and so will the Floridian country. Like this, and they're getting support from the Red Team and the Russians and the founding members and all the Organization of Nations. As the Organization of Nations, we'll talk about that soon. And this thing is forced into surrender. Let's look at a peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty. So the blue country is going to get this, the Floridian country is going to get this, and that thing is divided. And also we can remove its ideology. And with the Floridian country being in the Organization of Nations now, it is going to become a full democracy. And now some of the world, specifically the fascist and communist countries, are not going to be too happy at this. Because you killed a country that's in our ideology. We are the ideology. Why are you killing it? And the Organization of Nations responds to it, we don't like it. And this is going to cause tensions within these countries, as this country looks like it could be next, and same thing with these other radical countries. Yeah. And also this country here decides to go to fascism. So, are you sure that's a good idea? Because, a big Southern African war might possibly be happening against radical ideologies. And, time to get rid of all these layers here, because it's time to talk about these nuclear bombs. There's so many, a lot of layers here. I don't know why. It's just a lot. Alright. These nuclear bombs. The Red Team has developed a couple more ever since the last nuclear bomb check, and now they have 10 once more. And the world is getting kind of mad at this. Specifically, if I can get the 10 in the right spot there, specifically Russia for not sharing nuclear technology with them. And China does finally get the nuclear information and has one nuclear bomb. And they are going to share that information across everywhere. And the information is starting to spread out into a lot of countries, specifically the Chinese country. Yeah. But then the yellow country is going to steal it from the Chinese country, and same thing as the communist pink team is going to steal it as well. And the Russians, they are mad that they just kind of aren't getting the nuclear technology, and they are going to steal it from them. And when the red team realizes this, they are going to leave the Square Alliance. If I can get there. They left the Square Alliance. And then they form their own alliance. Like this, we have the new Triangle Alliance being formed. Who's going to join this? The Mediterranean Union is going to be the first nation to join it. And they are also a founding member of the Organization of Nations, which is a little bit scary. They are going to invite some nations to join their side on this. They do not want nuclear bombs to spread out of them, and some countries are going to join this, like Egypt, and this country, and also this country. Yeah. And also note, all of these countries joining are in the Organization of Nations. That's something. And these capitals still won't do anything because they're still pretty nuked. And yeah, that's a Cold War update. Now it's time to talk about Rome. Rome was one of the capitals nuked. And that isn't very good for them. You don't want your capital being nuked. And the red team is being allowed to go into this capital, and they find something. They find there's secret alien life hidden underneath the Roman capital. There's been alien life hidden underneath the Roman capital area. If I can get the layers off. It's been hidden here for thousands of years. It's said to have been hidden here ever since the start of civilization. And they don't know how dangerous this thing could be. But immediately it starts ravaging the Roman capital and killing civilians. And the red team is thinking about using another nuclear bomb. But they're just going to send the military around this area and the scientists to go discover what could possibly be here before deciding they need nuclear technology there. Yeah. And also, the fascist and communist thing, the thing that was going on, that friendship has broke. Yeah, their friendship is gone. And now they're trying to get nuclear technology very, very quickly. But also because of the Great Depression, these two communist countries are going to unite. Both the pink country and the dark blue country are going to be uniting. And the capital is going to be here. And now this is the leader of the Communist Alliance. And the Communist Alliance is pushing for these communist nations here to unite. And actually this Bangladeshi country thing here, being so small, it is going to join up with this alliance. And once I remove the ideology, if I can get the layer again, that and yeah. Now we have a lot of stuff going on. And now we have a big South Asian power. And then it's pushing for other countries to join its alliance. And these three countries are thinking about uniting into one big nation. But also this country here, we're going to be looking at that because it is going to also be uniting with this country. And now again we can remove the ideology, capital, and alliance because it's the same. as everything else. Like that. And that is something. And now it's time to look at the expansions of some of these alliances. If I can get rid of all these layers, because there's so many of them. I think I might need the ideology. Because these three fascist countries are going to be joining the Right Triangle Alliance. And this is going to make some things mad. Yeah, some countries that are known of the ideology. They are known as communists. So these guys are going to be doing things not very good. They are going to be rigging elections. This country here becomes communist because of a rigged election. The Peruvian country is communist now. And also the Alaskan country and these Pacific countries are all rigged to become communist. Yeah. And the Organization of Nations is, if I can get the layer on, is going to attempt and stop this. And the Papua New Guinea country, specifically, with help from the Organization of Nations, is going to invade into the Western Australian country. Wait, did I put this on the wrong layer? No, I didn't. So, before this country can join the alliance, the 4-Point Star Alliance, this is going to be going sort of well. The Organization of Nations is being supported by this, and this is sort of the first proxy war. And as they will continue to invade into this thing, the communist countries are going to be sending more and more help into this. Let me get rid of this ideology layer real quick. And eventually, this will happen as a pushback is made by the Australians. And eventually that is not going to go so well. And eventually this country will be forced into surrender. Let's look at a peace treaty. And they are actually going to be fully annexing this country. And now, and some countries are not going to be very happy about this. Like, the Communist Alliance is not going to be happy about this. And that is actually going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. See you in the next episode, and bye!